in a crazy world, and of course, we all do know that society always wants us to live in a certain trajectory and probably want to do things that will please them all the time. But sometimes also we do forget that being oneself, it's something that actually pays good attention to your own self as compared to what society would think about you. Selena Gomez says that she wants to be herself, and she actually is not perfect, just as every individual out there is not perfect. I think this is a profound statement coming from Selena Gomez, and it actually needs some kind of, insights, especially when it has to do with people also dealing with either inferiority complex or just with complex issues. Okay, so let's also engage you with what you think about Selena's profound statement, which apparently seemed to be going viral. We'll get through that tweet very shortly. So do engage us inside the comment section. This is the Choice of Pinax News. For more news, do want to also subscribe. Hey, it's very necessary that you subscribe so we let you abreast with the latest from the world of art and entertainment. During today's episode, let's get interactive, okay? So, like, I've said, Selena Gomez has made a very profound statement about life, society, and basically how, society wants you to live in a certain way that will please them. And like I said, we live in a crazy world. Everyone wants you to live to please them. They want you to do things that will suit them and make them feel comfortable, which of course sometimes makes you the individual yourself very uncomfortable. Now let's get you this tweet coming in from Selena Gomez, which I think it's absolutely very captivating. Like, it's a touching one. It tells us though, as Selena apparently has gone through such, a thing, and is giving a piece of advice to people out there who are dealing with complex issues. Okay, so she said, "I am not perfect, but I am proud to be who I am. Sometimes I forget it's okay to be me." Guys, she said, "I am not perfect, but I am proud to be who I am. Sometimes I forget it's okay to be me." That's if you want to please society and you want to please what people, or you want to be in a certain wagon that people want you to be, then it could be that sometimes you forget to be yourself and you always do what people do. Now, it's a real issue Selena is speaking about. It's a real issue, and I'm not sure it only revolves around Selena, because I think I can just. She actually is speaking from experience, because Selena has gone through a lot. Body shaming, ridiculous comments, being under the bus by other colleagues, the whole Hailey Bieber, Kylie Jenner beef thing that apparently saw ladies, quote unquote, shaming themselves. So she's going through so much. And at the point she came out to say that she thought about committing things to herself. But it actually took her mom to encourage her to still be herself. Sometimes she blossoms, she grows, there's a pot belly somewhere, and people assume that she's pregnant. Meanwhile, she says she's not. And it actually traumatizes her, and she actually goes through so much trauma and probably wants to do things to herself. Now, I just don't want to situate this alone with Selena Gomez. It happens. Society is always wanting to make you, please them. And sometimes you forget that being yourself naturally costs nothing. It's always good to be yourself. I tell people, it is always appropriate to be yourself and not necessarily want to please what or how someone wants you to be. This is Selena Gomez's experience, and I'm hoping that people will carry this message in their head and not spread unnecessary things about people or want people to be as they want. I don't know why it cuts across. You cannot be yourself, because immediately you be yourself, there's a lot of eyebrows being raised, a lot of questions being asked, a lot of speculations and unnecessary threatening comments about you. In fact, people even speculate to think that they know you, but they don't know you. So it's quite crazy. I mean, honestly, it's ridiculous. But that's the actual truth, and that's what Selena Gomez is speaking about. She said she's not perfect. Honestly, human beings aren't perfect. There's no pious individual on planet Earth. There's no individual who actually says that I have not done anything contrary to what I'm supposed to do. We all do sometimes go contrary to what we are supposed to do. We fall, we fall. There's flaws against, things that we do. We actually do one or two that are not supposed, to happen. But it doesn't mean that when we fall, we cannot rise again. I tell myself that no matter how difficult a situation I face or a challenge I face, that is not going to be the end of my life or shouldn't be the end of my life. It wouldn't. It shouldn't also because we learn from our mistakes. But when I think people also get pressured by what people say and they get carried away and always want to please people. I mean, just to use some few examples, there are people out there who always would want to please people, and so would either want to, try to fake to live some kind of lifestyle that they know that they cannot even afford, and they end up exposing themselves. It cuts across. So Selena's tweet actually is very profound and doing self-introspection, you can tell that girl is speaking from something that actually she has experienced, she apparently has gone through, has seen it physically, and probably also is wanting to let people know that being yourself costs nothing. If you don't have, you don't have. If you have, you have. But what society would want to let you know that if you don't have, you don't belong. It's better you don't have and let people know that you don't have than to pretend that you have and be caught in a very bizarre state. I've seen people pretend to have, but you ask them for certain favors and they tell you they didn't have, and ask yourself, but you said you have, so it's quite a very real issue that Sil is speaking about. And I think people should also learn to be themselves. Hey, it doesn't cost anything to be yourself. If people don't like you because you're yourself, it is none of your, I mean, it shouldn't worry you so much. You're not living because of them. You're not on earth because you want to please anybody. You have to be yourself. If they don't like you, there are people out there who seemingly would like you. I tell people the fact that you're in a certain group, you're in a society where some people may like you or may not like you, that's the same situation where you go to a place, you'll be accepted wholeheartedly. Nobody will actually even want to speak ill about you, because there are people in every organization. There are people who will like you, there are people who speak well about you, and there are other people that will carry a certain perception about you, which of course, if they don't get closer to you, they will not know exactly who the kind of person you are, but they'll just carry the information like that. So Selena Gomez says she wants to be herself, but girl, I don't think you should do anything that will please anybody. You're a survivor on your own. You apparently, I mean, you're a brand on your own. You've gone through so much. You are a whole empire. Okay, so this necessarily do not have to put pressure on you to please people, and I think this should be also an advice to everyone who apparently listened to exactly what Selena said. Thanks for watching.